What's up, rock stars? It's your buddy DA with the GA, back with another good old episode of Dear Alchemy. Okay, sorry, I just had trying to have a little fun. Um, Today we are going to do a string change on a Bigsby. I have my Gibson. It's called the Midtown. I just call it Midtown for short. I couldn't really think of a clever name on this one. So this guitar is actually quite special. It's got 57 classic pickups in it, but I came across this guitar when I was literally just looking for a semi-hollow body. So to play like, BB King kind of sounds. I don't know why I said that weird. Sounds. BB King kind of sounds. Um, so the only things I have done to this guitar is I put on the Diodario auto trimming tuners. Other than that, it is completely bone stock. And there's something very special about this guitar that I would like to talk about. Which we'll get to in a moment. It's got your standard three-way switch. It's got a roller tune-o-matic bridge. I obviously, as I do the string change, I'm going to do a complete setup on this guitar. I'm not going to video it because I've already done a video with a tune-o-matic bridge. And so I'm not trying to put, like this, the setup and everything on this guitar is going to be pretty much exactly the same. So I don't see a point in doing that. Where it is different if I go to like like a Les Paul to a Strat or a PRS with a knife edge tremolo or something like that. That's something, that's kind of unique. This thing, the only thing really unique to do would be to change the strings themselves, which is why that's what we're going to do the video on. But anywho, what is special about this guitar? And this is why I want to go over it. One, because it's cool, and two, because it's good information to know. So these guitars were made at the point in time where Gibson got caught doing some illegal activities. They were illegally getting exotic woods. The federal government came down on them, confiscated all their illegal wood, which meant they did not have things like rosewood and ebony to be able to put on guitars. They lost. I don't think it was all of it, but they lost a vast majority of their product to be able to put on guitars. Now, this is one of two reasons why I hate Gibson. Not because they were doing it, but because when they got caught doing it, instead of just going, okay, yeah, we messed up. We knew we messed up. We knew we were doing illegal activity. We'll pay our fine and go on about our way. They started whining like a bunch of baby back. This has got to be kid friendly. Female puppies. And basically, wah, wah, the federal government's picking on us, blah, 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 blah. No, dude, you did illegal stuff. Yeah. If I get caught doing 80 and a 60, I'm not gonna have the cop pulls up on me. Is like, I pulled you over. Well, yeah, but I ain't gonna tell you. But I know why you pulled me over. I'm not gonna go, I wasn't speeding. God, why are you picking on me? Why don't you go arrest somebody else or give someone else a ticket? No, I got caught speeding. It is what it is. I'm gonna pay my fine and move on with life, right? Okay. I digress. So what is special about this guitar, though? What Gibson started doing was they started putting Richlight as their fretboards. And this is one of, if I remember correctly, this is one of only 1,500 Midtown standards that were made with a rosewood fretboard. All the rest are made with Richlight. So that makes it a little unique, a little special. Now, I bring this up, one, because it's cool, and two, because I've looked at some others because I've always wanted one of the Midtown Customs, and so I look for them periodically. And I've seen everything from people saying that the Richlight one is an ebony fretboard to it's a rosewood fretboard to anything but Richlight. For whatever reason, they don't want to just say it's a Richlight fingerboard. Now, to be fair, the seller may not know. I don't know. They might have just Googled it. I doubt it, because if you Google it, you will not see ebony anywhere on any of these guitars. So they're probably just looking at it and guessing like, oh, it's pitch black, so it must be ebony. Well, it's not. There's no wood grain. That's how you can tell. If it's completely blacked out and there is absolutely no grain at all, like even like the little splits of grain, it's a Richlight fingerboard. If it looks plastic, it's a Richlight fingerboard. Okay, so that's a little cool feature about this. Like I said, other than that, it is completely bone stock. So I'm going to take the strings off and I'll start doing all my other stuff. But whenever we come back for the rest of the video, you'll just see me put the strings on. So I'll show you a trick little way. The reason I wanted to make this video, sorry, I got completely off topic with just discussing the guitar. For the longest time, I hated putting strings on this guitar because it's such a pain in the butt. Until I figured out exactly how to do it, a little trick. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm the person that came up with this. I might have been. I probably not. I'm not that smart of a guy. I'm a pretty smart guy, but not that smart. I had done everything from um, have my wife help me to, so it's a two-person job to putting it on the little stem in the back and then holding it on there with a multi-tool and then wrapping this, it just, yeah. So I figured out a way to do it that is a lot simpler, and now I don't have a problem changing strings on this guitar. So if you have a problem with your Bigsby or changing the strings on your Bigsby, I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. All right, let's get after it. All right, so I have cleaned the fretboard, polished the frets, cleaned up the guitar, and we are now ready to put some strings on. All right, so first a couple of little tips I have for you guys, right? So if you've never done a Bigsby before, what you want to do is there's this little post here. You're going to have to put the ball end of the string on this post, come over this rod, under this rod, over the bridge, and up through the nut. So tip number one, go the opposite way with the string. I have accidentally come over this and been so focused on this that little ball stayed on that post, because it slides off very easily if you give it even just a little bit of slack, that I completely forgot to go under this one. And I went over this, over the bridge, and up through, strung it up, clipped the strings, everything, and then could not figure out why the damn thing played like crap. Now I say couldn't figure it. It didn't take me long, but yeah, playing for 4 or 5 minutes, like, man, like what is wrong? Like I can't do bends. Like I could play open stuff well. But yeah, so what I recommend doing is actually taking your string and going the other way first. That way, it's already under this. And then we're going to focus on getting it on this, I guess, stop bar is what we'd call this, on the Bigsby itself, on the vibrato bar. All right. So that's tip number one. Okay. Tip number two is we're going to bend the string just a little bit. So example to this, we're going to do this with the 6th string because it'll be easier, I think, to see. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. Okay, so as we look down at this, right, these are the posts that I was talking about. So we are going to, like I said, number one, we're going to go over this. And now where this ball is, sorry, you guys can't see that, on the ball end, right? We're just going to give it, I hold it right about here, and just give it like a U bend. Okay. Now I'm going to put this, give myself some slack. I'm going to go under here. Catch that post. Hold it tight. Because like I said, even a little slack, it will slide right off of there. I can't even, oh man, I left my light next door. I'm going to come up. I'm going to hold the string tight here, just on the fret. That way I've got the tension back there. And you guys really can't see anything now. That's fine. Put it through there. Of course, make sure I'm on my then we're going to tighten down our locking tuner up here. No, I did not bring a phone over. Okay, yeah, we're fully seated. Okay, so now all we got to do is just give her a little tune up. Try to get that a little more online there. Start turning this. Actually, let me back out again so you guys can see. Okay, because if you've never seen this, it's actually kind of cool. So as I turn this, auto trimming tuner, so it's just going to clip it. I can feel the tension there. Boom, done. All right, and that's all we got to do. And then we're just going to keep doing that down the line. So now, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go back to the first string here. I am a creature of habit, and this is my habit. I start here, go big. Don't worry about whether the bend is perfectly aligned, like with the hole or anything like that. Like you want some kind of bend in there. I mean, it helps if it's perfectly aligned, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be. Don't waste time sitting there trying to make sure it's perfect. Um, like just get some kind of bend in there so that it'll hold. Check and make sure we're fully seated. Boom. Again, over, under. The part's important. Screw that up. Like the story I gave, yeah, brand new set of strings. Had to toast them. That sucked. But I don't like being wasteful, so I started looking around like, do I have any other shorter guitars? But of course, it's a Gibson, so no. Shortest scale link you have right here. So if I didn't say it already, I'm holding it against this back bar here. That way it doesn't slide off until I get everything I get some tension on it from this side here. And then I can let go. But until then, you're not going to want to do that. Just make sure you're pulling on it. Now, if you have auto trimming tuners like this, something else to keep in mind, before you go start tightening down, you have got to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. You don't want to trim it and then come to find out you're off the nut off the bridge, off the saddle, or that you're not fully seated down here. So I'm good. I feel the tension there. Boom, clipped. So nice. All right. Third string. I don't want to put the brand in there. I've debated on whether I'm going to make a video on this or not. But last year, I bought like $250 worth of strings over 12 guitars to determine if the brand really mattered, or if coated versus non-coated mattered, or all that. And so, number one, um, if it's telling it all, I will tell you this: I buy whatever's on sale. Take that for however you will. Um, to include coated, right? So these are coated strings only because I could get them for I think it was only $1 more than non-coated strings. And it was like, for that price, And it's because they didn't have a deal on the non-coateds. Had the non-coated been like, especially when you're thinking about 13, 14 guitars, um, had the non-coateds been like, I don't know, $2 off. Well, now it's a $3 difference. When you're buying that many strings, it adds up pretty quick, right? Did Yeah, I did. Okay. Um, yeah, I thought about maybe doing that video and at least telling you guys like, hey, these are all the brands I bought. This is kind of how it played out. I don't know. I haven't fully decided if I'm gonna go through that or not. Just because to be honest with you, I don't want to color you. When I started this channel, I want it to be an objective channel, not a subjective channel. That doesn't mean I'm never going to give opinions on anything, but um, the opinions I do plan on giving need to be matter of fact, not matter of, you know, they need to be fact based. We have enough channels that cater to, um, hey, a company gave me this for free, and I'm going to tell you how absolutely amazing it is. And don't get me wrong, I like watching those too. To be completely honest with you, like one, it's a way to learn about new things. Um, but it kind of sucks in a way too because you're sitting there watching all this stuff and you're like, how can all of it be the best thing since sliced bread? It can't. Like, every week you have a new person, or the same person in most cases, telling you how absolutely amazing this piece of gear is and how they can't live without it. And then number one, you never see them use it again. Or 6 months down the road, they sell it if they even wait that long. And so to me, it's like, well, how great can a piece of gear be then? So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so back to the string thing, like I don't want to color you guys' view and say, oh, well, all these sucked, or this one fell out of favor the quickest. It wouldn't hold a tune, or broke a string before these other brands. Because a lot of people will take that and they will just run with it, man. Like, regardless whether I said it or whoever said it, But if you get someone, especially someone that's popular, um, and says, "Oh yeah, I always use this brand because I tried, this other brand at some other point in time, and they didn't last very long, and blah 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 blah." And yeah, they people take that like, oh, like that's it. That's gospel. Like that brand must suck. Like I'm never using that brand again. Like it just, I don't know. It's sad to be honest with you, but um, and it's even worse when you get into things like pedals and speakers and even amps. So many people have an opinion about a product that they've never played. Like I mean, seriously. Like my first question almost always to people that want to say one thing or another, good or bad, about a piece of gear is like, oh, well, have you played it? And I'm surprised how often the answer is, oh, no, but I read about it or whatever. Or it's, yeah, I played it. I played it in, a Guitar Center or whatnot. I was like, that's not the same. Like you got to bring it home. You got to play it through your rig. Um, you have to, oh, hell, I'm not gonna be able to get that up. Do I have a magnet? Screwdriver. Boom. Perfect. Another little tip for you guys. Use a screwdriver to pick up your little string cuts. Okay. So that's it for that. The only thing left to do is tune it up and do the setup, which, like I said, I'm not going to do a full video on that. I've already done a video on the Tune-o-matic, and doing a setup with a Bigsby isn't any different than doing a setup on a Les Paul or a SG or anything else that has that same bridge type. But I do have a couple of projects that are coming up that I think you guys are going to be excited about. I know I'm excited about it. Whether you are or not is kind of irrelevant to me, to be completely honest with you, but hopefully you are. I'm not going to give anything away yet because I don't know which one I'm going to start first. But suffice to say, they both have to do with painting a guitar or painting guitars. I've got two things going on. The next setup is probably going to be a Stratocaster. Either one of my Strats or my Telly. So I expect to see that coming out sometime soon. But otherwise, yeah. Party on, Wayne. Will I get sued for saying that?